Okay, morning everybody. It's 11:03 and I think we need to begin on today's lesson. I think those that were here on Monday maybe got a bit of a fright, and today we are going to recap that lesson, and I would like to ask you guys a favor. That's why I'm sharing my video. This is probably one of the most important lessons of the year in terms of what we are doing with the foundations of Excel and the features of Excel that you need to understand before we can carry on. I think we will go step by step. I would like you to spread the word and ask all of your friends and all of the students to please watch this video. Watch it twice, watch it 3 times till you understand the concepts that we are speaking about. Yes, it is the time of the year that things are getting a bit hectic. I know, I can see with your other subjects, and I can see you've got lots of class tests going on. With us, we have a class test, we have the assignment, and we have an exam coming up. Now, just to speak briefly about that, yes, it is true, your assignment has been extended to Monday, and the examination is on the 25th. It is not on the 24th, it is now on the 25th, and there will be 2 sessions, a morning session and an afternoon session. So you will have 2 opportunities there when you would like to write. Do not write in both, you choose the one or the other. Okay, guys, I think we're going to get started. I'm going to go not too fast today, but we have quite a lot of work to cover, and this is the foundation, so listen carefully. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is to share my screen. Why does my screen not wish to share now?
I'm here, sir.
Let
I'm
me
here.
just try this again.
Share content. I see, sir. Only presenters and moderators may share content. So I think it's again settings, sir. Maybe you have to set yourself as a moderator.
Okay. Where am I? Here. There I am. Otherwise, I'm going to have to rejoin.
I see, sir. So when I click on share content, nothing is shared. Presenters and moderators may share content. That is appearing here, sir.
That is very strange. I am clicking on my name. Can you click on mine, Mr. Pretorius?
I can't see your name here, sir. I see Eddie Pretorius video audio settings, view gallery notification settings, browser pop-up, sharing,
Oh,
nothing.
it's working now. It's working now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
That was very strange.
It takes a bit of time.
Yeah.
Okay, but we still can't see anything, sir. Maybe it must still kick in. There we go.
There we go.
Say thank you, Mr. Smuts.
Okay. Can all the students see my screen? Anybody?
I can see your screen, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, excellent.
Thank you, Google. There too.
Let's go into Blackboard. So I will open a new screen and let's just take a look at exercise 3 and 4 in Blackboard for the criteria, because I know you guys are concerned about the criteria for the test. So let's go and take a quick look at that. Just log into my classroom quickly. Okay, I'm going to go to content. And what are we talking about this week?
Mr. Smuts, you in the part-time course.
Am I in the part-time course? I
Exit
need
out.
my glasses.
Okay, exit. And the very first one, no, the third. There we
Full-time,
go.
BCP 150S. There we go.
Perfect, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Okay. We are done with Access. Access deals with the assignments. I know we're getting quite a few questions there. Guys, please watch the videos. It is all in the videos and the class videos. It's why we make them. Okay, I did notice on Monday it is quite difficult to read the Excel screen, so I will make it as large as I can today so you guys can see what is going on. I need every student to see exactly what is going on. If I go into MS Excel, we have the introduction, the formatting, which that lesson I have done already. Then we have Excel basic formulas and relative and absolute and if statements. All three of these I am going to cover today. Yes, we are moving at quite a pace, but if you watch carefully, there should be no problem. Each year, the students manage to catch up and to manage to do the exercises. If we have a look at our Excel basics, what are we going to look at today and how are we going to look at it? I'm opening the questions and let me make them a bit bigger so that you guys can see. And we are dealing with some of the stuff that we have already done on Monday. Formatting columns to currency, autofill, using that fill handle, adding auto sum totals, which will be new, the average formula, minimum and maximum formulas. Okay, and there are quite a lot of instructions here and a rather large worksheet that you will be working with. Now, this is important because this starts to become similar to the tasks that you are going to get in the examination. And don't let this intimidate you. You do the calculation once and you use the autofill handle to copy down or to copy across, which will help you fill up the spreadsheet. Let's go and have a look at the next activity. Now, why am I not doing the activities for you? Okay, it is time for the students to practice. You are not going to learn if I do these activities for you. So what I am going to do is I am going to show you the concepts behind each of these, how to do it, and then as the student, you will attempt exercise 3 and 4 and so on. Inserting the today's date formula, that's another one. Calculating percentages, that is some basic mathematics students. Your accounting students, you should know that by now, but I will ask that question later. The if formula statement, it actually should read the if statements. I'm going to explain to you just now the difference between a formula and a statement. Conditional formatting, which I think we have covered already. Concatenate. Very interesting word. It means join together. Count if formula and freeze panes. And then if we go down, there's a lot of instructions here that you need to read one by one. Cross them off or highlight them as you go along so that you don't miss them. They work in sequence. They are contiguous, which means you have to do number 1 before you do number 2, before you do number 3, and so on. Otherwise, you will get stuck. So you can't start with number 3 or number 4. You will get stuck. The way these exercises are constructed, you need to do them step by step. If you get stuck, just ask a question on the WhatsApp group or ask your lecturer. And there we have High-Red Power Tools, another spreadsheet that you will be working on. There's percentages and conditional formatting, grand totals, today's date, all of the things that we are talking about. And these activities we would like you to do on your own. There is no point in me doing this activity for you. You're going to learn nothing. So what we have done, Mr. Pretorius kindly created a combined activity, which is similar to what you would receive in an examination. There are no questions. I am going to show you the techniques one by one. Now, I do remember on Monday, it was quite difficult to see. So today, what I'm going to do is make it a bit larger so we can see what is going on. I see here freeze panes is still on. I just need to unfreeze that. Okay, there we go. Okay, I am going to open a new worksheet, students, and it is blank, and let's make it a bit bigger. I would hope everybody can see. Let's put in a couple of headings here. This would be some clothing sales. I want to do it over 3 columns. So I will simply go to home. I will go merge and center. And then we will have our subheadings. Item, quantity, cost, VAT. Now I need to merge and center. I need to unmerge. And I need to merge over the 4 columns. Okay, let's put in some information here. Shoes, dress, shirt, belt,
Short.
and hat. Okay, let's add in some random quantities. So you are buying, say, stock for your store or something. 4 of those, 8 of those, 3 of those, 7 of those, and say 9 of those. The cost, I am going to center this using my formatting here. Center, if you move your mouse over it, you will see the pop-up there that says center. Over any button on the ribbon, it will tell you what it is. So I'm going to center that. In fact, I want to center everything. So I'm going to highlight that range, switch off center, switch on center. There we go. Everything is centered. Oh, I didn't include VAT. Okay, highlight my range, which is A1 to D7. And I'm going to center all of that. Now, students, before you can start working on a spreadsheet, you have to be intelligent about it. and think about what you are working with. Am I working with a number? Am I working with currency? Or am I working with a date? And so on and so forth. Cost and VAT are going to be currency. So there are more than one ways to do this. I know on Monday, Mr. Pretorius was using some of the buttons at the top here, which give you the same option. If you are comfortable using that, use that. But if you are uncomfortable using that, use my way. Right click, format cells. I have already highlighted my range and I'm going to choose their currency, and I will leave it alone with 2 decimal places. I'm not going to change the decimal places because we have rands and cents. I'm going to tell it OK. I have formatted this range. So I'm referring to C3 to D7. I have formatted now to currency. Okay, let's put in some costs. Shoes are quite expensive these days, $3.50. Dresses, I think you can get some good ones at Clicks. They're not that expensive. Let's say $2.10. Shirts are cheap, 56 Rand. Belts are not that cheap, 150. Hats, I actually don't know what hats cost, but let's say 140. And if you notice, I'm just putting in the numbers. It's putting in the rands for me. Then I'm going to do something new. Okay, what I am referring to at the moment, and I'm going to merge and center some other cells. I am showing you absolute versus relative referencing, and this will become clear to you as we move through the lesson. I'm going to insert a column here. And let's do this the first way, the easy way. To calculate VAT, I need my quantity multiplied by my cost, and then I can calculate VAT. Say these were all 1, students. Let's simplify. Write down 1 of each. I want to calculate VAT. So we're working like accountants now, and we're having a look at our spreadsheet, and we are deciding what we need to do. Now your VAT, my VAT should be here, not over here. How much is VAT, guys? Anybody?
15%.
Thank you very much. VAT is 15%. I'm just merging and unmerging. Merge and center. Clothing. Okay, and I'm going to put it over here somewhere on the side. VAT 15%. Enter. Okay, we're going to do this 2 ways. And I'm going to show you the first one, relative referencing. So VAT, and let's do it the easy way. All your formulas start with equals. So VAT equals, and I click on the cell which is C3 multiplied by 1.15. Do you agree with me that that is going to give me VAT? Yes, I'm sure you all agree. And there we go. That is including VAT. Let's do this a more intelligent way. VAT total. Then I can show you a few more things. I'm going to move this. This is how you work. You move things around as you please. VAT. Okay, I want to calculate just the VAT. I don't want to calculate the total yet. So equals the cost multiplied by 0.15. I'm sure you will all agree with me that that will give me 15% of 350 Rand. And there we go, my VAT is 52.50. That is getting expensive. I'm going to use my fill handle to copy down, and it will automatically fill that in for me. Now, what I would like to explain is what we are using is relative referencing. It is what Excel tends to use. And what I'm referring to is Excel is treating those two cells the same as a pair. It is treating those two as a pair. Let's use some different colors here. Running out of colors. Light blue, and let's do the last one. We can choose a gray. Okay, now students, if you have a look at what it is doing. Now I'm going to press two keys on my keyboard, and it's called Control tilde. Tilde is the little thing that looks like an upside down S, and you will find it in the top left hand side of your keyboard. It is a feature of Excel. It actually shows you the formulas. So you go Control tilde, which will allow you to have a look at your formulas. And we see there is a relationship left, right, between A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. The only thing that is changing is our row, and that is called relative referencing. There's a relationship, relative, think of that, and there is a relationship between cost and VAT, cost and VAT, cost and VAT moving downwards. Now, if you have a really big spreadsheet, it's going to be difficult for you to...
Sir,
Yes.
if you do not mind, can you please show me how you copied down the VAT?
Okay, I'll do that again. Please watch Monday's lesson. If you look at my mouse, there is a white plus. There is a arrowed plus, which is to move the cell. And there is a little black cross. That is called the fill handle that we use to copy down. And it will automatically fill in our formulas. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so that's one way to work out VAT, students, but that is not the most intelligent way to work out VAT. It is a lot of work, and what we are doing is in each cell, you would have your C3 times 0.5, your C4, your C5, all of that. Say we wish to calculate VAT a different way. I'm going to delete all of this. And I'm going to do a different formula. That 15% is not going to work for me. I'm going to use two cells. That in the next cell under H3, I'm going to put there 15%. Excel will automatically format that percent for me when I type the percentage in. Otherwise, I can format it to percentage first. So that, watch carefully, students, equals, I click on the cost, which is C3, multiplied by 15%, which is in H3. So it is a simple multiplication formula of C3 times H3. When you work, try to use the symbols of divide, multiply, plus and minus on your keypad on the right-hand side of your keyboard, or you will tend to get stuck by using full stops and not commas and so on. Anyway, so to do that again, all I did, equals, start every formula with equals. I click on the cost, multiply by my VAT, and I'm going to press enter. And there it gives me the 5220. I'm going to copy down again. And we have a problem here. We have a big problem here. And this is where we need to do something called absolute referencing. Now, what has happened here is I've already said Excel likes to work left, right, left, right, left, right. Why am I getting 0, 0, 0, 0 here? If we have a look, it's looking for VAT in H4, H5, 6, and 7. That's not where my VAT is. My VAT is in H3, guys. There's my VAT. So now how do we fix this problem? So what I'm saying to you is, as I copy down, it's looking here for the VAT, looking here for the VAT, it's looking here for the VAT, and it's looking here for the VAT. And those cells are unfortunately empty, which is why I'm getting a 0. I need to force it to stay on H3. So I am going to delete everything. And I'm going to do it a slightly different way. Watch carefully. Equals cost multiplied by the VAT. Now the VAT is in H3, and I would like the VAT or my formula to remain H3 and not change from H3 and go and look underneath as happens with relative referencing. What I need to do is to press the F. Not working.
You are
Your
breaking,
function key,
sir.
sir. Mr. Smuts, is your function key not working? Can you hear me, Richard? I think you froze up. Students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear you?
Okay. Okay, you can hear me, but you can't hear Mr. Smuts. Something froze, eh?
Yes, sir.
Ah, maybe he'll get back. His mouse is moving. His pointer is moving. Can you see? Can you hear us, Richard? The students can hear me, and I mean, we can hear each other. Okay, but we can't hear you. Oh, you muted, sir. Check your muting. Check your mute settings, Mr. Smuts. Just hang in there, guys. We still say something, sir. We can't hear you, man. Okay, maybe stop or stop the recording and we continue. Okay, leave the session. You're gonna re-log in. Okay. Just hang in there, students. It won't be long. It won't be long. Otherwise, you guys good. So what we spoke about on Monday, students, if you can hear me, what Mr. Smuts just did was one example of relative without the $ F4 key, like I said on Monday. And the one exercise that he did with the $ in the chat box that I typed is the F4 key. That is absolute reference. Now, the key to that is when he auto-fill down. Then you will see the values. But let's just say if I can get her back quickly. Richard, can you hear us? Maybe check your volume of your PC, sir. Your PC settings is not even maybe Blackboard settings or collaboration settings. Check your PC. I'm on headphones. That's why I can speak through the speakers. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey, it's the first time Blackboard is actually Monday. It wasn't chats, and now this is now again. I don't know, collaboration. Anyway, just hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Don't leave. Don't leave. Or log out and log back in again. So 5 minutes. Let me give Mr. Smuts a WhatsApp. Let me see you on my WhatsApp. Class reps and then maybe recording discussing exercise. Sir, can we find the exercise if we do not need to go over the test? Can we find the exercise? So we can be. Folder. Formatting folder and formula. Richard?
Can you hear me now?
Welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
Okay, our Blackboard is giving us a headache.
I know. Monday was
Let
the
me
issue. Now today, it's normal. Okay, we're still recording, so we're good, sir. We're good.
Yes, I left the recording on, so I'm going to share my
Okay.
application screen again.
Okay, sir. That's fine. We're all good. I just gave them a little bit of a chat on the difference between what you just did now, relative and absolute.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pretorius.
Okay, sir. So
Blackboard is freezing on me now.
Presenters may share. I see. Sorry, sir. Can you repeat the cost till? Let me just say, sorry, sir. Can you repeat from cost till VAT? Okay.
Can you hear me, Eddie?
I can hear you, sir, and I'm sure they can hear you too, but just a sharing of the screen, I think.
The screen is frozen now.
Mm.
I'm going to leave and rejoin again.
Okay, so
just please wait, students. Please wait.
We'll wait for you guys. Don't leave. Mr. Smuts is coming now. Don't worry. Okay, sir. He will do that part again. Don't Lindiwe, he will do that part again. In other words, what Mr. Smuts did, sir, can you repeat from the cost till VAT? He typed in the cost values, like 300 and 200 and 100, and then he multiplied the value times 15% to get the VAT part. But now remember, that formula is still not yet complete, because now you must add the 350 plus the 52 rand, meaning it will be just over 402 rand for the grand total of the sale of the dress or the pants or whatever. So it's something like this. I'm typing it out.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to try and share my screen again. It froze last time.
Okay. $402. Here we go, sir. I'm just saying 350 plus the 52 when you get to the grand total part, sir. There we go.
Okay, are we back, everybody?
Yes, sir.
I
Screen is good to
apologize
go.
about
We
that.
can-
It is
No problem,
Blackboard
sir.
Collaborate. I don't know what happened there, but it just muted me and then it wouldn't let me share my screen. Anyway, we are back. Mr. Pretorius, you said there was a question?
Yes, sir. I just want you to do exactly where you are right now. It's the 350 part multiplied by the 15%.
Okay. So equals,
There we go, sir.
you can click on the cell. It puts it in there for me. C3 multiplied by 0.15. That is a formula. Bear that in mind. It's a formula because we're going to talk about functions just now. This is a formula. I press enter and it's going to give me the 5250. Now, because it's relative, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, I may use my fill handle, the little black arrow, and copy down. And when you have a look at the formulas, you will see what it has done there. It's only changed C3, C4, C5, 6, and 7. So Excel is trying to be clever here and work out left, right, and assist me in copying that down. I want to do that another way, as we would give you in an examination, which is a more intelligent way. And that is equals 350 multiplied by my 15% VAT, which is now in H3. I press enter, and it's correct. The first one is correct. It is C3 times H3. Let's have a look at that. Check it's right. There we go. C3 times H3. So I'm happy with that. Now, when I try to copy, it gives me 0, 0, 0, 0. And that is not what I want, because what we're going to give you guys is a very long list. And we need to multiply by this 15% sitting in H3. What is wrong is because of these left-hand, right-hand relationships. It's looking here, it's looking here, it's looking here, and so on and so forth. So as I copied down, it tried to be clever, but it didn't work out because it thinks there's a 15% in here and it thinks there's a 15% in here when there's not. So I have to use something called absolute referencing. I'm going to delete that. And we start again. Equals my 350 or C3 multiplied, in this case, by H3. But now I know when I'm going to copy down that it's going to give me 0, 0, 0. Now my function key is not working, so I'm going to just type it in by hand here. Start again there. Equals, whoops, equals C3 multiplied H3. And at the top here, I can actually edit it. Normally you press F4 at the top of your keyboard, or you can put it in by hand, and I'm going to do that. Now I've got, there's my dollar sign. $H, $3. Now what have I changed? I've changed H3 to $H, $3. And that is an absolute cell reference. What it's telling me is it is telling me never move from cell H3. And that is called an absolute cell reference. I'm going to press enter. Now, when I copy down, it works. Because if I look at my formulas, what never changed? The $3. Do you see that? So by putting $H, $3, by putting the reference or the cell reference in that format, I am forcing it to remain on the cell where my VAT is. Any questions on that, guys? Then I can move on. I'm going to copy my clothing sales for a new one. I'm going to click at the bottom here and make a new spreadsheet. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to make it bigger. And I was in H3, so VAT 15 cent. Now, if you look over here, this should come right. Was it H3 or I3? Doesn't matter. I'll do it again. Equals my cost multiplied by my VAT. Put in my dollar sign or press H4. H4 is not working on my laptop, so I'll just put it in normally. And I think it's good that I'm showing you this because many of your laptops will have the same problem. Now I copy down. Okay. Now I need my total. And this is really easy. No problem. It's another formula. Equals this plus this, B2 plus C2, enter, copy down. There is my totals. Now I want here, I'm going to add something for you guys.
Sorry, sir. Could you please repeat the totals?
Which one?
The totals that you just said down.
Oh, the total. It's very easy, same way as the other one. If you get stuck, you just press escape. very simply equals our cost plus our VAT, B2 plus C2. Enter. Excel's going to help me now with the full handle. And I copy down. Now I need my grand total, guys. This is an invoice that we are creating here. And my grand total will go there in D8. Now I can go equals this plus this plus this plus this plus this. What happens if you've got 400 items? Yeah, it's going to work. But what happens if you've got 400 items? You can't go plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. It's not going to work. So now what we do is we use a function. We've done formulas. Now we're using functions. And if you go at the top of your screen here to formulas, you will have your button number 2. The first button says insert function. And then the one we're going to use at this stage of the course is the easy one, which is auto sum. And when I click on that, the first one is sum, average, count, maximum, minimum, and more if I want. So what do we want to do? You go back to your basic maths. We would like to sum those amounts. So I'm going to click on sum under auto sum. It's going to ask me what must I sum. It's telling me D2 to D7. It's making a mistake again. It's got 7 in here and 7 doesn't exist. So I simply highlight with my mouse what I would like it to sum, which is D2 to D6, and I'm going to press enter. And there we go. So if you have a look at your formula, it is not this plus this plus this plus this. It's simply the sum of D2 to D6. Then I would like of those prices, cost. Let's work this way with cost. So I want my average cost. And I would like that here. So same story, exactly the same story, but we use a different auto sum. I go to auto sum, and there is my average. I'm going to choose average. Average of what? Not that. The average cost, ladies and gentlemen. So I highlight that with my mouse, and you will see the range is B2 to B6, and it's in brackets. Be aware that it is in brackets. It's telling you do what is in those brackets. I press enter, and my average cost of my clothing is 181.20. The next one I would like is the maximum cost, my most expensive item. And the same story. I go to auto sum. I choose max. It's not helping me here. It's not D8 to D9. I must work with my cost. So I highlight that, B2 to B6. And it's telling me my most expensive item is 350. And if you have a look at the column, you can see there that is the truth. Now I want my minimum cost. Same story over again. Auto sum, minimum of what? I must highlight my cost. And the minimum one is 56 Rand. There it is. And the last one I want to do is to count the items. How many items of clothing do I have? We've got here count numbers. What happens if you don't want to count numbers? Mr. Pretorius, what must we use? Eddie?
Hi, sir, I'm here. You want to count the items, not the numbers, hey, sir?
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, I was just texting a student there in Group C.
No problem.
Then we need to use, students, we want to count the number of items. Then we need to use a formula called count if.
Okay, so that's my point. We don't want to count numbers at this stage. What happens if it's a name? I want to count names, or I want to count surnames, or I want to count people, or I want to count anything. I don't want to count numbers, so I'm not going to use that this time. Let me change. I want to know how many items. No, that's fine. One of each is fine. Okay. I want to count how many items. Count items. There it is. Now, watch carefully. I'm going to now use a different function. And I'm opening this menu. I don't know if I can make it bigger for you, but let me show you what I did again. I clicked on the very first button, which is Insert Function. At the top here, it says type a description of what you are looking for, because there are so many of them. This is a search feature. And I'm going to type here, even though it's showing there. Count. And I click go. And there it gives me my count. And there's different kinds of counts. There's count A, count this, count blank, count FS. We don't use all of them, don't worry. We use count and we use count F. Those are the only two that we use. So I'm going to choose count. And I'm going to count what? Now I get this strange menu here. Function arguments. And we are going to work extensively with function arguments for the rest of the year. An argument just means a question. So we want to count what? Count whoops, I want to count here, guys. So I must put my mouse. There we go. I want to count there. Nearly made a mistake there. Function. Type your description of the function that you are looking for. This is the easier way to do it. Count. Enter. And it's given me count. I tell it OK. And it's asking me where would I like to count. And it's showing me a funny place. No, I don't want to count that. I want to count
The quantity.
my items. And if you have a look in this box, and it's very difficult to see, and I'll show you now, it says count A2 to A6, which is my number of items. I tell it OK, and it's telling me I have 5 items here. Let's now, if I use my control tilde, count from A2 to A6. Let's change the quantities, because what I'm doing is I'm starting to automate things now. I'm starting to make them happen automatically. You don't have to take out your calculator and add things up. Students, in an exam, do not use your calculator. Use what we are teaching you. Otherwise, you're not going to get marks. Let's make that 5. Let's make that 3. Let's make that 8. 7. 5. You see, that's still 5. I didn't sum it. I just counted it. So it's telling me I have bought 1. Where's my description gone? My description disappeared as well. Don't worry about it. It's counting the number of items that are there. Okay, to recap, I'm going to do another one, the last one on this page, and then I'm going to move on to the activity for you guys to help you there. Okay, I want to count if I want to count it if it's the most expensive. So I'm going to use a formula here called count if. This is not the best example, but we will use another example. And it's not showing here. I'm looking in my list. It's not showing here. So I can simply type at the top here, count if, and I choose go, and there it is. Count if.
Okay.
It's asking me where. Now I need to put my descriptions back in. Something happened to my spreadsheet. So I want to count shirts, or I want to count dresses. So insert a column at column A. Let's just put this back here. Shoes, dress, hat, belt. What else did I have? Shoes, dress,
Pants.
belt, trousers.
Trousers, pants.
Okay,
Here we go.
here we go. And then let's do a different count. I don't want to do that. I want to count my trousers. Count if. Count if trousers. Okay, and I can have a very big list here, and I just want to count if it says trousers, because we're giving a special on those or whatever. I go to where I want to be, where I want to insert the formula, insert my function, not my formula, search for count if, click on go, and there it is, count if. Watch carefully. I tell it okay. Count if where there. Go and have a look over there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for trousers. And you need to spell it exactly the same. Don't panic at this stage. Don't let it confuse you. Count where A2 to A6. Have a look over there. And return me how many trousers I've got. Don't think this is going to work. telling me I've got 1.
That's right, sir. So if you change the dress to trousers too, then how many trousers would we have? 2. You get me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, let's rather do the count if that's in the activity.
Okay, to make it more,
Okay.
yes, to make it
No,
more.
to make it more practical. Students, we have
Okay.
given you the blank spreadsheet, the blank one, for you to work with and you to practice with on the WhatsApp groups. I think we'll put it on Blackboard as well for you guys. The one Mr. Pretorius used on Monday. I don't have all day. We've spent an hour on this. I want to move on to that spreadsheet. I've shown you absolute versus relative. I've shown you minimum, maximum, average count. And we had a brief look at count if, which didn't work too well. So let's do the one in the activity. And we have given you this
Data sheet. There we go, sir.
Okay. The first thing, now you will get a set of questions. We have not handed out these questions. We would like to challenge you as students to think this one out. We teach you one thing. You need to think it out because that's what's going to happen in the exam and you have limited time. So watch this video. If there's one video you watch this year, you watch this one. I want the name and surname. First of all, the problem I've got with this spreadsheet, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller for now, I need to auto size everything. Double click. Between the columns. So I can read everything. That's okay. That's okay. Make it a bit smaller. I'm just double clicking between each column. Okay. This one, I'm going to make smaller because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Can you students see this? Is it big enough? Anybody?
That's fine, sir. That's perfect.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, I can see it. That's perfect
Okay,
for me.
excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay. I would like the salesman name and surname joined. And for that, you need to learn this. We use a function called concatenate. Concatenate is an English word that means to join together. So I go to my functions, and yes, you need to learn to spell it. Concatenate. And there it is. I'll spell it for you now in a larger form. Concatenate what? The name, and I'm doing this wrong to show you what happens, and the surname. Okay? Concatenate.
Your cell, it was in the wrong cell box. Okay.
There it is. Concatenate what? the first name, and the last name. Now I'm deliberately making a mistake to show. It's a mistake that students make. I want to show you what happens. This is my function, arguments again. Concatenate text 1 and text 2. I just tell it, okay. John Wick, well, that sort of worked, but there's no space between the name. So that doesn't help me. It's only partially correct. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go to my function. Concatenate is already in there because I've just used it. Have a look carefully at the spelling. I would like the first name. I would like a space. And the way I do a space is comma, space, comma. So it was, double commas, inverted commas, space, inverted commas. So that's text 2. Text 2 is a space. And my text 3 is Wick. So if we have a look at our formula here, concatenate B5 space and C5. And there we go. I have John Wick with a space in between. Okay, it's a little trick we use in the examinations. And now you don't have to do that all the time. You just copy it down and that will work. Now, we want our sales code. We've done this. We covered this in the first lesson. So let's just add our sales code. I copied down. And it's going to ask me something here. It actually did it right. And I choose full series. You're going to have to experiment with this, guys. You can copy cells, which is going to be F21, 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 F21. Or I want to fill it in series, which is F21, F22, 3, 4, and 5. And I want to choose full series there. Okay. So I'm happy with that side of it. Let's make this a little bit bigger again. Okay, I would like today's date. Do you need to learn this? Yes, you do. Now, there's an interesting way to put in today's date in. You can type it in, or you can just go, you want it to change every day. Say it's an invoice. And in your invoice, you would like that date to be the current date of that day. Equals today, bracket, bracket. Take a brief look at that. You need to learn that. Equals today. And tomorrow, it's going to have tomorrow's date. And the next day, it's going to have the next date. When I press enter, it gives me today's date. Tomorrow, it will give me tomorrow's date. And whatever date of the year it is, it will automatically put in the date. Is everybody okay with that? Any questions?
I say
Okay.
yes, no, the date is fine. If you can quickly just do that concatenate with the spacing in between again, quickly, sir.
Okay. I'm going to delete this.
You can even do it the manual way. You know what I mean? The comma, in space, inverted comma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're going to do that second, the next term.
Okay, sir.
We'll work in that. So I like the dialogue. Concatenate. What? First name. comma, space, double comma, or double comma, space, double comma, and wick. Don't worry, you're always going to have an extra one at the bottom here. I tell it okay.
Sorry, students, look at your formula bar.
Let me do this.
There we go. Even better. Shift with a squiggle.
Yeah. The first key. It's before the number 1 at the top. Shift and that key.
Under the escape button. Thank you, sir.
And students, I think what Mr. Pretorius is talking about is next term, you will have learned enough to actually type this in by hand instead of using the wizard feature, because we get a little bit involved.
Yes, sir. It's
We
going to save
definitely
them
get a
time.
little bit involved.
Thanks, Mr. Smuts.
No problem. Okay, we would like our total equals, is it this plus this plus this, or the sum of that? You can use either, students. I'm going to use sum because it's more intelligent. Works different. Sum of what? And it picked it up for me. Those 3. Enter. It's 47. Now I may use my fill handle to copy down. If you notice the cells, okay, yeah, see the cells are filled in a color. I can show the students that it's not a problem. I'm quickly going to fix that. I go to home, I go to fill, and I choose here no fill. I go to my font and I choose automatic. Why is that not working?
You know why, sir? Because I use the conditional formatting. So when you click in conditional formatting, clear all formats. That's it. Clear, right? Clear the rules. I say. It was part like of the memo. There we go.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to do conditional formatting now anyway. Okay, so we filled our sales code. We've filled the concatenate name and surname. We've counted January, February, and March. I need to count my highest. I need my highest, lowest, and average. But where's the total? I need the total first. So just like we were doing just now, I click where I want the total. I go at the top to formulas, auto sum, sum of what, sum of that, enter. Total is 474. Then I want the highest, the lowest, and the average. We've just done this, students. So go to formulas at the top. I want the max for the highest, and I want the maximum of we're missing something, Mr. Pretorius. I want the totals here as well. Am I correct?
That's fine, sir. But now you need to delete that bottom, sir. That highest, lower sales from 70 down. There we go. Take that all away.
Yeah, correct. Okay, now students, you've got to think about what you're doing. Or mistakes happen really easily. Okay, I want my highest sales. So where is my sales here? Here's my sales.
We're doing it horizontally, sir. So 85
Yeah,
is the highest from 17 and 76.
it's okay. I'm just adding in some
Oh,
totals here. It's fine.
okay. You're gonna take that 474 away. And delete.
Don't want to.
Say.
Yeah. Okay. The highest sales, guys. Now are we working with January, February, March, or are we working with a total? Well, we're going to be working with a total. So highest formulas. No, sorry, auto sum. Maximum of what? Maximum of that.
Except
It's
the
47.
total, sir.
Whoops, no, I included the total.
There we go. Now you got it, sir. Now you got it. All right.
Don't include the total. You see what I'm doing? Where do I want the answer? There. Let's go carefully. Formulas. Auto sum. Max. Max of what? Bananas, apples, pears, oranges, lemons. And it's 139. And you will see it there. The lowest is min. Minimum of my items. And my average. Same story over and over. Average of what? And I'm using my mouse and dragging average of that. There we go. Are we correct? Okay, now percentage of total fruit. So what we want is some mathematics here. And what are we looking at? We are looking at something divided by something. Would anybody like to take a guess? Come, accountants. What would give me my percentage of total fruit? Guys, you're not going to do my tax. Mr. Pretorius, any input there?
But that's all right, sir. Students, the percentage total of what Mr. Smuts just did now in the other sheet. We need to, here we go, up way. That's correct.
Thank you.
Divide the first total from the grand total.
Okay, so equals. Okay, wait. We don't want to make a mistake here, no?
That's the first thing I wanted to do. Convert the say.
I must format this to percentage, guys. Very common mistake. Because if you do it afterwards, you get a mess and you've got to redo it. Format cells. I would like, in this case, percentage with 0 decimal places to make it neat. Okay, then we do our first one. Equals this divided by this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
I5 divided by I10. And it's 10%. Now you may use your fill handle. Do we want to include? No, we don't want to include the total. In fact, I can include the total.
I thought
No, I
so.
don't want to include the total. Divide by naught doesn't like it. Why are we doing this? Did I not use absolute?
That's the big part here.
260%. Rubbish. It's not 260%. What's standing still, guys? Back to the previous spreadsheet I did. What's standing still? The 474 is standing still. So the first one worked and the different one worked. I need to use absolute cell referencing here. So let's just do it quickly again. Equals this divided by your total. Now my F4 key is not working. You can just press F4. I'm going to the top here, my formula bar.
dollar signs.
Dollar I.
And a dollar there.
$10.
Shift dollar. There we go.
Why? Because the total is standing still. We don't want it going looking at the total where it's highest sales, lowest sales, average sales. That one must stand still on top of the 474. That's why it's $I, $10. That's our reference where our grand total is. Press enter. Now we should be able to copy down. And there we go.
Perfect.
Any questions at this stage, students?
That's fine.
You can
sir.
type in the chat. Eddie, anything in the chat?
No, they just have to repeat it, but when they did that part, you did repeat it now, sir. So I think we're up to date. That's all fine.
I can,
All fine, sir.
I can repeat it once more. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Okay, sir.
As long as we get this right. Okay. So mathematics here for us equals this divided by the grand total. But the grand total mustn't move. It's only in one place. It's in I-10. And it's nowhere else. So I go to my formula bar at the top. I'm going to put in my $I, $10. Or you may press the F4 key. My F4 key on my laptop is not working under function. So many of you will have the same problem. You can type in the dollar by hand. It's not a problem. All I'm telling it to do is tell it, make I-10 stand still. You must never deviate from I-10. Use my full handle and copy down. And now it works. The last thing, or the second last thing I want to do here.
Oh, the if, the most important one.
Yeah, count if. Okay. Eddie, what would you like to count to over 80? The total.
No, no, no. It's the is equal to if. If
Yeah, but what are
the
you
grand
counting?
total, if the grand total, like 4739, them are more than 80,
Yeah, okay, that
then
is what I'm
you get
asking.
it.
That
Then
is
they will
what
get
I'm
the promote.
asking, because there is no
Okay, sir.
percentage over 80 here. You with me? So what we
That's
are
it. That's the
referring
total column,
to
sir.
is this, the totals.
Correct. Correct, sir.
Okay, if the person sold greater than 80, they will get a promotion. If they did not sell greater than 80, they will get no promotion. Now, how do I do this with a function? The function is called COUNTIF. Here it is for you. Count if something.
It's a
So
normal if,
count. Sorry?
No, it's a
It's a
normal
normal
if.
if.
Is equal to if. The count if part is at the bottom, promotions. That way we're going to count the number
Okay,
of
sorry,
who
if,
got.
yes.
You get me?
Sorry,
There
I'm
we go.
jumping ahead. If. So what is our argument here, guys? You got to think about now, what is the argument? What is the criteria for this? If what? If this
More than or greater than.
bananas, apples, pears, or oranges is greater than 80, that person will get a promotion. I'm not going to type it in manually at this stage. You guys will next semester be typing it in manually next term. Insert function. What am I looking for? I'm looking for if. It happens to be down here, but I search every time just to make sure. If. There it is at the top. If. If what? Okay. If bananas, apples, pears, oranges, or lemons are greater than 80, look at it carefully what I'm writing. If that range is greater than 80, if it is true, it is promotion. If it is false, no. Don't panic, guys. You will get used to this. So the logical test is, and we'll go through it carefully before I press OK. If this is greater than 80, so I've said if I5 to I9 is greater than sign 80, what must it say if it's true? Value if true, it must say promotion. What must it say if it's false? It must say no promotion. So it's having a look at that, and it's saying if it's above 80, it must say one thing. If it's true, if it's false and it's not true, it must say another thing. This is an if statement. I tell it OK.
I think, say.
I just moved it quick.
And center.
Now we still have some conditional formatting in here. Let me remove that.
To the left. There we go. And clear the rules.
Students, watch what I'm doing, because you will need to do this in the one we handed out to you as well. Delete that rule. Apply. Okay, there we go. So we got 3 promotions and 1 person, sorry. 3 promotions and 2 no promotions. I'm going to center this so that it's neat. There we go. Okay. There is a question. Count if promotions. Where would we like the answer? Yeah. Ready?
Or you can put it in column K16.
K16. Okay.
1 6. Say over there.
K16. We would like it there.
Correct, sir. Thank you.
Right. Now, what we are doing is we are inserting a function that will count if the word says promotions. And we've given you the clue there already on the left here. It says count if promotion. Well, once again, I go to formulas, insert function. Let me search for count if. There it is, count if. And we get an argument. Count if what? Well, first thing I need to answer is where. I need the range. So go and have a look there. And what is the criteria? What are we looking for? And we are looking for promotion, because at the bottom here it says count if they got a promotion. So I simply type in here. You need to get your spelling correct or it's not going to work. Sometimes it's a mistake that's made where you get the spelling wrong and it's looking for that exact spelling. So I'm just using a count if function. Count if it says promotion. If it doesn't say promotion, don't count it. I tell it okay, and it's going to tell me there are 3 promotions. There they are. 1, 2, 3. Any questions on that one, guys? Type in the chat.
Right, sir. I see nothing here. I typed it out already.
Okay.
Also
Okay.
for them. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Pretorius, what was the last question? We're almost done, guys. What was the
think
last question?
The last question was conditional formatting, sir.
Okay. What would you like?
Conditional. Highlight whatever the text that contain, or you know what I mean.
Okay. Would you like to highlight promotion?
You can do that, sir,
in
as
green?
an example. Yes.
Okay. So I did show conditional formatting in the first lesson, but I'm going back to home here. I highlight where I'm looking, conditional formatting, and I have to choose. What do I want? I want to highlight a cell that is equal to, it's not between, it's not less than, it's not greater than, or, hang on,
The
text that contains.
Correct, sir.
That one seems to fit. That one fits what I'm trying to do. So text that contains,
The word.
and I've got to type it in here. I've got to tell the thing what I'm looking for. Promotion. And what would I like? What color would I like? And because it's a promotion, it's a good thing. I'm going to choose here green fill with dark green text. While I'm busy with this, I just want to show you at the very bottom, you can do custom. Please go and have a look at that when you're doing your activity. I'm going to choose green fill with dark green text.
Correct, sir.
Yeah, but why is no promotion green? Did I spell it wrong?
I don't know. Promotion. Maybe because you deleted it, the conditional formatting was done already. You see? Click away.
Okay, let me go and double check the rules. You do it like this, students. Conditional
Clear the
formatting.
rules, I think, sir. Clear the rules. Not manage, go
Clear
clear.
rules.
Clear rules from all the, here we go. Selected cells.
Okay, I think this was left over from last time. I highlight it. conditional formatting, highlight what cells, text that contains, promotion, I know what the previous rule said. It said no promotion. That's why it did that, Eddie.
Because I used it before. Try a different color.
No,
The
let's
color
try. Okay.
Let's try. Oh, because it's already been locked in, yes.
How's it been
no
locked in?
promotion. It's locked. The conditional format has been locked in already.
There
we go.
Okay, that students is an error on the spreadsheet. It's been locked in. So I've said here, highlight the ones that say no promotion, green fill with dark green text, or it's a bad thing. So let's make it red. I want to know who did not get a promotion. I tell it okay. Now, I think to go back to the point of what we are doing here is we are automating the spreadsheet. We are making things automatic. So I'm going to try something here. Let's add here, wait, which one? 62. How many do we need to get to 70? I need to add how many lemons? $44 lemons. So let's make this 60. Suddenly he gets a promotion because he sold more lemons. So what I'm doing is I'm changing the figure here, and I want you to see it changing here automatically. Go back to 34. No promotion. This person only sold 15. No promotion. So what we've done is we've made this thing work automatically. And I think we've used a lot of autofill today. So I think the last thing that I want to mention is, and this is going to happen, if you use a calculator in your examination to put the right answer there, it is not correct. We are asking you to use formulas and functions to do this. So what we do when we mark is we do that to see if the student has done it correctly or not. If I do that and I just see a number, obviously I can't give you that mark because you have not, you used a calculator to do it. Yes, I know you're accountants and you use calculators to do things, and in FinAc you do use calculators to do things. But the spreadsheets that we are teaching you is to help you automate it, make it automatic, because they can get pretty big. You will see towards the end of the course, we give you pretty large spreadsheets, 4 or 5 of them, and you need to work between them with integration. So when we mark, we have a look like that. So please don't use a calculator to do it. Use your function or your formula, learn them, have a look, and try them. Mr. Pretorius, is there anything you would like to add to today's lesson before we finish off?
No, I think we covered all the formulas for the exam. See, students, we've been repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. I think when Mr. Smuts and I finish the video, you can watch the whole video over because that is the repeat. Mr. Smuts, I think we covered everything for today, sir. We covered the necessary things.
No, we haven't. One last thing. Freeze panes.
What else?
Freeze panes.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if this list is very long and I have 25 salesmen and I do this, do you see I lose my headings? So I don't really know what I'm looking at here. What is this, this, and this? I don't know. It's January, February, March. But once I've moved down, it disappears. So there's a feature that we've got called freeze panes, which helps us. And I want you to listen carefully to this one, because this is the one that the students get wrong, because it does not work intuitively. It works upside down. I go to view, I highlight, no, I don't. I click underneath where I would like to freeze it. And I'm going to repeat that sentence. Write it down. You click underneath where you would like to freeze it. Students come along and they highlight what they want to freeze, and it doesn't work. So I've clicked on 5 because I would like to freeze 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't want freezing is I don't want them to move when I scroll. So I highlighted the row underneath where I wanted to freeze. I go to view, and there's a freeze panes button here. And I click on freeze panes, and I choose freeze panes. Don't do freeze top row, any of this, just freeze panes. Now, do you see what's happening? My headings are standing still so that when I scroll down a very long spreadsheet, I can see what's going on. Okay, I think I'm going to show the students that one last time before we finish the lesson, because this one, I'm afraid, is a mistake after a mistake after a mistake after a mistake in the exams. You do not highlight what you want to freeze. That's wrong. You click underneath. I would like to freeze 1 to 4. I go to view at the top, and I click on freeze panes, and I choose freeze panes. Then when I go down, it's frozen. What the students do is the following, and it's very common. This is worth like 3 marks, this one, guys. They highlight 1 to 4. They choose freeze panes, and it doesn't work. Look what happens. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. That's not what we want to do. So I'd show you very last time. You click underneath where you would like to freeze panes, and there we go. That works. Right, Mr. Pretorius, I think I've covered it all.
Yes,
What would you like to see?
Oh, no, that's the formatting part where we merge and center the heading across and borders and
Okay,
shading.
let me do that quickly. This is from the previous lesson that was on a Monday. You should have watched that video.
Merge and center.
Merge and center.
Change
Let's
the font
make it
size.
nice and neat. I'm going to change the font size of this to 14. I'm going to make it bold
And the format
and italic.
And you format paint across.
And I'm going to click on what I would like to copy. I'm on my home tab. I click on my format painter. I get a paintbrush, tape him. You just drag over and let it go. Now I need to resize things because the font is bigger. And I think the final thing I'm going to do to make it neat is I'm going to just draw a border. Format cells. Border. Inside. Inside and outline. So we got something that's a bit neat there. Mr. Pretorius does it a slightly different way. Up the top here, it's okay, but I prefer this way. Right click, format cells. I choose a thick line. Now I only highlighted the heading and I choose outline. And you can see your nice thick heading at the top there.
So
What I'm going to do,
Mr. Smuts, your screen went
yes.
blank.
Did it go blank?
Your screen went blank. I think we finished, man. We did cover everything.
We
But I
have
don't
covered
even know.
everything.
I'm not sure if you
Okay,
can
at
go
least
back
my
to
voice
the
is still here.
Yeah.
Okay. Students, any questions? You can type in the chat or you can ask. When you get to an examination, it's very similar to this, the type of things that we ask you to do, but it will be given to you instruction by instruction, which, as I said, you need to do them one after the other. Number one first, then number two, then number three. Same with activity 3 and 4 for Excel. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.